What's up YouTube, Lambo here, and in this video I will show you a game that I played against Spirit earlier today, in which I opened with Gas Pool Hatch, and my opponent played a standard early game and went into Banshee Cyclone mech. So if you're struggling with Cyclone mech, you can stay around here, and if you want to learn the 1717, you can do so as well. You can see I'm fully focused, not talking. This is just a voiceover, so right now I'm watching myself play the game once again. But since it was today, I still pretty much remember everything that went on. So first off, about the build order, you want to have something, if you want to have something aggressive, this is perfect for you. If you want to have some pressure build that doesn't rely on Terran not opening up with a specific opener, this is basically your go-to. Any of the roach openings can get blind countered somewhat, so I think this is the most consistent pressure opening if you count the couple of Zerglings as enough pressure. So we open up with a 17 gas, 17 pool. We ready the drones to the gas, then we ready one of the drones to the pool, and then we make two more drones, the second of which gets relayed to become the hatchery at 18 supply. The second overload scouts for proxy barracks, but only very, very close. We really don't want to miss any SCVs coming that are gonna build the bunker and any marines. But to be honest, your Zerglings would scout it anyways, so it's not the worst if you forget about this and send it too far away to scout for proxies. Just make sure to scout the very close location, so there is not a barracks right in front of your base, because then it actually becomes very difficult to hold with this. So the moment the pool is done, we start a queen and a pair of links, and then another pair of links. The moment we have 50 more minerals and another larva, lines up pretty nicely. Then once you mine 100 gas, you pull all 3 drones off gas. The way I do it is I pull 2 off, start speed, and then pull the third, and then I make the overlord the moment I have 100 minerals. If you want to stack them, I think the easiest is to pull 1 drone off, so you have 16, and then 2 on gas. Then you start the speed. Then you stack 1 drone from the gas on a faraway mineral patch. Then you make the overlord, and then you stack the other one. But if you feel like you can do that anyways, then do it like I just did it. And if you don't want to stack the drones at all, you can just put them on your mineral line, and eventually they will end up at the faraway mineral patch, because otherwise they're not mining correctly. So this is just an efficiency thing. Then at 26, we take our third hatch. We make 2 more pairs of links. Since the Reaper went all the way across, we're going across as well with our 4 Zerglings, trying to kill an SCV and a Marine. I thought that it was pretty unlikely that I was going to get a SCV, so I wanted to make sure to commit on the Marine. Pretty much the moment the Reaper is on his side of the map and our 4 Zerglings are committed, they're going to die no matter what. I actually managed to save one here, but I actually thought all of them were going to die, so got a little lucky there. Now the 4 Zerglings can go straight across the map, because I keep seeing the Reaper on the other side of the map with the Overlord. Here I see it again on the minimap, so make sure to watch for that. At 33 supply, we make our Overlord. If I would have lost 1 more Zergling, I would have made it at 32. If I would have lost no Zerglings, I also would have made it at 33, then right after the 3rd queen, and then the 4th queen in a natural. At this point, you pretty much just make queens as soon as possible. So you always queue a queen when there's a hatchery that doesn't have a queen queued up. That way is relatively easy to remember. Now that you have 16 and 16 on both mineral lines, you can move your drones, really your next drones that you're building from your main base, into the gas in to mine from the main base extractor. Here I messed up for a second, but the drone, I fixed it right away. And you can see pretty much all of the hatcheries are producing queens. Eventually what you want to do in a normal ZVT early game is get 8 queens up as fast as possible, split 3 towards one entrance and the other 3 to another, and then just check the Hellion movement with that. And because you have 2 pairs of queens, you can actually push forward your cruise ship quite a bit faster than if you move all your queens at once. But if this is too difficult for you, if you don't have 3 different queen hotkeys, like I do, then maybe just go for the 6 queens and move them together. Maybe if you want to split them up, you can just do it with the mouse. I think that's fine as well. At this point, I'm starting a couple of extra links just in case there's a Hellion run by, and then I start the lair. Between 430 and 440, I want to start it in case it's a Banshee. Usually when they go for Hellions against pool first, it is with a Banshee follow-up just to be safe, otherwise they kind of skip on everything. Now, as I start the lair, I always start my second gas. Then the moment I have the 50 gas, I start the Baning Last at around 450 against 3cc. Banshee, I start my Spore Crawlers. His Hellions are too late for it to be a 2cc Banshee player. Should be more Hellions at this point. In the game, which against 2cc Banshee, I would have started them 15 seconds earlier, or 10 seconds earlier at the very least. Now we're taking extra gases as we're approaching the 16 drone count on every single mineral line. Now I even see the Banshees on the other side of the map. I saw it there on the minimap. Not sure if you guys saw as well. But I noticed during the game, I did go for a 5th gas here, I think. Not yet. But my plan in this game is to go Hydra Link Bane. At least so far it looks like just Link Bane actually. But now that I see the gas, right, now that I saw the gas, I realized, okay, it's mech. I'm going for a 5th gas and Hydra Link Bane. Against mech, Hellion Cyclone, in the beginning, you just want to start with Queen Ling Bane anyways. Because then you have more Ling Bane and you can actually go for surrounds on the Hellion Cyclone, which is quite nice. And then later on you want to add the Hydras once their upgrades are done. I think going 6 gas, if you're fully droned up on 4 mineral lines, is good with Hydra Ling Bane. You don't want to be too Hydra heavy, that is weak against many tanks and many Hellions. So there's a Marine chasing me away. I already know at this point that it's mech, so I am going for my double upgrades. So I took the 5th gas right away with Hydra Ling Bane, that's what you want to do. And then once you're droned up, you can take the 6th gas. If you want to go up to Hive, it would be 7 gas. But since my opponent went for Banshee, I want to hit a timing here actually. So I'm going to try to hit a 1-1 timing maxed out with Hydra Ling Bane. That's my game plan right now. It's a very easy to execute game plan also for you guys against Hellion Cyclone. That's one of the better builds because the Cyclones can only just lock on to so many units, which will always be Links or Banes in an attack. So if your opponent doesn't switch your tanks right away after literally the first couple of Cyclones, it's going to be difficult for them to hold, especially their 4th base. And since you droned up fully on 4 bases yourself, you can even get an infestation put behind it. Your opponent needs to take a 4th, otherwise he's just going to get outmined. So that is the theory behind the game plan I'm going for. Now don't copy this if your opponent goes for Battle Cruiser. If your opponent's going for Battle Cruiser, that's not good. Also, if your opponent's going for Banshees and then mech with only tanks, you should instead just make Swarm Host, because that is just not viable. Like Banshees into tank mech. That's why I already knew it was Cyclone mech, even though I didn't see any Cyclones. If my opponent's going, so just based off seeing the Banshees and then the early 5th gas, I knew it was Banshee into Cyclone mech. There is nothing else that it could be on my level, but on lower levels there will be Terran players that open Banshee and then go into a normal mech. Against those, even if you start off like I just did with Hydra Ling Bane, you can still just add 12 Swarm Host and it's super good against it. Now that I saw he's on the map with the Hellion Cyclone, I set up a flank right away. I wanted to come from behind, and I realized, okay, he's going towards the left side. Now I'm forcing him even more towards the left, split up my units a bit, and voila, that's the weakness of Hellion Cyclone. If you can ever pin the Hellions and the Cyclones, they don't trade very efficiently, they just trade efficiently over time if you let them escape. So always take your time and set up your flanks, and have the flanks being big enough so they don't just die randomly against a Hellion shot. That's also very important. Have some banelings on both sides, so they can't just kite towards one side. And then you will have a big, like, better results against the Hellion Cyclone style in general. Now I do see that he has a couple of tanks. I'm trying to kill this rock first. If he wouldn't have paid attention there, I probably would have attacked there while run-buying the 4th base as I was building to a planetary. But since he was paying attention, it instantly re-sieged his tanks. Instead, I killed this rock for a better reinforcement angle, and then pre-split my units and try to just cancel the 4th base. It's very important to not let the 4th base become a planetary, because then things become a little harder. As you can see, I already have the infestation pit as well. I also did finish 1-1 upgrades now, but instead of starting 2-2, I'm spending all my gas on Zerglings and Banelings. I also did add a 7th gas. Eventually, just don't do that kind of stuff too early, because the Ling Bane numbers are very important against that type of mech. So you want to pre-split, you want to have a Banelings on an extra hotkey so you can move command them. You can also split them while you're engaging, since I didn't have that much in front of it, so every single shot was going to land on the Banelings. So yeah. In this case, we just had too much. GG. All we got in this game was, I believe, a Marine and an SV at the beginning, slightly delaying the CC for 3 links, and then we got 2 more SCVs once our speed was done. And that was enough to bring us ahead, even against a 3cc opener. Now, it can also be the case that you play against a Terran and he just makes a blind bunker, and then you're already fine. Or he makes a bunker on the high ground and he makes a Cyclone because he's afraid of a pool first Roach. Then you're already ahead. And if your opponent always doesn't respect your pool first without even scouting what exactly is happening, you can mix it up. Go for the 5 Roach opener that I also made a free MMR Friday about. Or maybe just go for a Roach Ravager Ling all in that also starts with Gas Bullet. Maybe I will make a free MMR Friday on this as well, so you can even mix your different pool first openings up if you feel like your opponent is blank countering you. But even if you do absolutely no damage, you're still fine. I might upload a game that I've played against another Terran where I inflicted absolutely no damage and I even messed up my opener, and I was still completely fine and won the macro game afterwards, to give you maybe a little bit more confidence in the build order and in yourself, even if you mess up a little bit or don't deal any damage. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.